Hey everybody, all my followers, welcome to another video. So this video today is on a 2010 Vauxhall Corsa, the 1.2 petrol. I'm not sure which engine is on this, but I think is the 1.2 XEP, if I'm not mistaken. So you can see the dashboard or the cluster is all in bits at the moment. If you watch my videos, you'll know why. This is actually a couple days later after I fixed the other problem with the car. I will leave a link in the description below for that video. But before I put the cluster back on, I just gonna try to tackle this next issue. So this car came from, I don't know exactly where from, but basically the cluster was opened and the airbag and the engine lights, they were taped, so they wouldn't show in there. So I removed the tape out. The airbag issue has been resolved, as I already said. Go in the link below and watch the video in case if you haven't. And obviously now with the engine light also untaped, if that makes sense, the engine light remains on. I'm going to show you. I'm going to start the engine. So as you can see, my airbag light is okay, but my engine light is on. Okay, so before we even scan the car, because I think I know why the light is on, or I have an idea why the light is on, let me show you the engine bay. I kind of showed you a Leah bay on the other video, but I'm going to show you more in detail exactly what's going on in there. So I want to show you, and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, so the first thing I want to say is that this car has been involved on an accident. As you can see in there, look at that. So this car has been involved in an accident, and like that, there's another set of wires right there. You might not going to be able to see it unless I show you there. You see there? Another set of wires with no plug. And we have this, I believe, and I can't, so this is from the radiator, but on the car loom there's nothing to plug here. Now I did a quick check on diagrams, and there is two versions of a radiator for this car, and I think when the car had the accident they replaced the radiator, the fan, etc., and they put the wrong one here. So most likely my faults are going to be something related to the radiator, so don't even know if the radiator is working. I don't know why they sold a car like this, but well, so I think what I'm going to try to do is, one, figure out what's going on here. Two is try to see if we can do something with this radiator here. Another thing that I've noticed is, I believe this is a temperature sensor. It doesn't fit, so the sensor is different from the one here. So we're gonna have to either replace the sensor, or I don't know if it's not going to be easy to just actually get a new I don't know yet, guys. It's a little bit tricky right now because I just don't know how we're going to do this. So yeah, just bear with me, and I think I'm going to dismantle a little bit of things around here, try to see what we can do. Just before we start to dismantle stuff, let's go in to see if my codes are anywhere related to the cooling system, because if there is, then obviously I know is the only thing I'm going to need to worry about. So let's go. Okay, I think it's the XEP, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's go into auto detect this. I'm sure this is scan. Now it's actually the XER. Okay, it's the XER. Okay, it's fine. So was convinced it was the other one for some reason. And let's see what we have. There we go. So my only fault is actually the coolant temperature, which, as I've showed you already, it doesn't go all the way down. So, oh dear, how I'm gonna do this? Okay, let me, crap. Let me do one thing here. I'm sure it's not gonna work. And I can't even activate stuff, which is bad, because I wanted to activate the radiator fan. Okay, so let's gonna get the maxi-seize out, because I think the maxi-seize is gonna be a little bit more completed on this. I don't think I need the MDI for now, but we know the code. We know why my engine light is on. Is because of the sensor, which I've just showed you earlier, is not even connected. So let's go. Okay, and maxi-seize give us exactly the same code, but let's try to do something here. Hold on. Yeah, there's two speed. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I don't think it's gonna work, but we'll try. See what happens. And just as I thought, the fan doesn't run. It's a little bit strange that doesn't give you faults for this. Nope, it doesn't run. It is really strange that it does not fault for these radiators, for the radiator fan. However, could that be because of the fault with the sensor that is not allowing me to? I don't think it would. I think it would allow me to do whatever, but okay. So, oh dear. So I checked I don't have the diagrams for this particular engine. For the XER, I only have for the XEP. On XEP is a completely different system, or looks like it's a different system. So, well, let's kind of dig into this, see what I can do. See what I can do with this. So, if I go, obviously, just another thing here, quick. Sorry about that. So if I go to my lab data. There we go. So the engine coolant temperature sensor is working. The radiator is showing -40. So obviously, okay. So let's go. Gosh, how on earth I'm going to figure out this? There's wires cut absolutely everywhere. Oh crap. And more here. That comes from the fan. Oh dear. I just don't know how I'm gonna do this crap. Ugh. I think I'm gonna have to get diagrams for this engine and try to figure it out if this would run this way. Actually, have a look here. What? Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Well, I have a feeling I don't want to touch this. That's smashed in there. Oh dear. Okay guys, and I think I figured it out. So, fuse number 8, which is there, is my cooling fan. There is only one speed fan on these cars, so basically this fan doesn't belong to this car because this is a 2-speed fan. It doesn't have a resistor in there, so this fan was not from this car. So I'm not gonna change this. I will try to modify this to work obviously just as 1 speed, straight down to the engine, plug in there and see if that works. So let me see if I show you this. So fuse, and that's the relay. That's my terminal 30, which is obviously the one that goes straight into the fan, and that's my terminal here, 0 ohms, which is a plug that then plugs into here. There's another plug that's right there somewhere. I'm going to try to pull it up, and that's one we're going to use to trigger the fan. So let's modify this and see if we can get this back to work. Okay, so the loom from this fan has been removed. The plug that goes into the fan is different than the one original from the car. So am I gonna, because there's different size of pins and everything, I might cut the loom here, move this plug into there, so this can plug straight into that fan, and hopefully it will work. So that's what I'm gonna do next. And then I started to figure out a little bit stuff around here. So I think this is my horn, then these two here are going to be my external temperature sensor. This is going to be my fog light, and that's it. That's the only, because there's the horn, sorry guys, the horn is disconnected, the fog light as well, and the temperature, the external temperature inside the car doesn't show. Also that side, where is it? The thingy, the fog light is also disconnected, so we'll have to have a look at that as well. But for now I'm just interested on the loom. Let's gonna modify this loom and start to put everything in place. And here it is, my new loom. Okay, so let's gonna route this through here, through down to the fan, and then see if we can get it to work. See if I can show you this. So all connected, so it comes through there, so that one goes up, which is the ground. This one comes all the way here, all the way up. Okay, it comes all the way here. That's my ground, which obviously then goes down, and this one comes all the way to the plug I've showed you earlier. And now let's gonna test this. So that's my relay terminal 30. If I put 12 volts on this, my fan should kick in. There he is. So, providing my control side is good, we should have a working fan now. Okay, let's gonna see if this works. Okay, relay, fuse, 7.5 amps. It's gonna be too low. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, woo! It's hot in here. Okay, let's ignition on. Okay, let's go back. Active tests. Calling fan. Okay, so it says fan 1 and fan 2. It might be that. Okay. Oh, yes! Let me show you this, hold on. Inactive, let's go back at the front. Put it here somewhere. Let me kick it in. There we go. Bingo. Okay, so my cooling fan is now working. Would be interesting if the guy would carry on driving the car like this. Oh dear. This was a head gasket going in no time. So we have a working fan now. So there we go. As you can see, there's 2 wires in there for my external temperature sensor. So I think my next step now is going to be see. So we have the fan working. So we redone the loom. So that's done. My next thing to resolve now, guys, is obviously, and that should then trigger, or should put my engine light off, which is obviously that sensor. So I don't know if that's the right sensor, so I'm gonna try something and see what happens. Look at that. So the plug is different, but looks like the sensor is the same. So I've trimmed the plug a little bit to make sure it would fit on the sensor, and as you can see, I'm happy with that. 2 degrees difference, I'm sure it's reading right. So if I go now back and back, read codes, bingo, job done, sorted. So I'll show you. There it is, connected. And what else to say? It's fixed. So this would be very bad if the guy would drive for too long. Head gasket would go, the fan would not kick in. So obviously it was only the control side. The control side was good, so obviously was not triggering any faults. The driver side was bad, and this car doesn't monitor the driver side, so would never know if the fan was running or not. So yeah, but we got it all done. We modified the loom, we got it all fixed. So I think that's it for this video, guys. Hope you guys find some information. Obviously now I'm going to get the external temperature sensor in place, get new bulbs, plug it in, see if there's only the bulbs missing, get the fog lights also working, put all these back together. But yeah, I don't need to take you through that. So that's it, really. We're gonna see that there is no faults, obviously. There is no faults. So that's it. Hope there's some information in this video, guys, that is useful. Hopefully you guys have learned something. That's the whole idea of my videos. If you do have any questions, any comments, please put them below. And like always, thanks for watching.